So, hello. I hope you're well wherever you are, and welcome to session 4 of Ways to Wellbeing. So, we're going to continue with a theme that's been kind of developing of smiling, that sort of sense of lightness that's reflected with a smile or by a smile, and letting go of holding and emerging into a feeling of openness, of space, more space. And today we're going to talk about Kum and Nye. It's the 4th session, so probably it's about time I said something about Kum and Nye. So Kum is the space that our awareness inhabits. That's the simplest, clearest definition that I've come across, but still it needs a little bit of explanation. So the space that our awareness inhabits, I'm sure we're all familiar with times when we're thinking, obsessing over one thought, worrying. We've got one thing going on, and that's our whole world is this, what's going on in that thought. So we can be, that's how big our awareness is at that time. It doesn't go beyond that worry, that concern. And if we're in that state, if someone were to come up and touch us on the shoulder, it would be a surprise, a shock to us, because we're so consumed in what we're thinking. When we're doing Kumye, this is session 4, so hopefully you've had this experience. We come into our body. So the space that our awareness inhabits is already much bigger than just this. It's at least our whole body. So we have awareness of feelings and sensations in the body. Our Kum has grown, has expanded. And also maybe you've had experience where not only are we aware of the feelings and sensations in our body, but also beyond the body, in the room around us. We might be noticing a spider walking across the carpet, or a flower in the corner of the room, or something we never noticed. And just a deeper, richer awareness of the space we're in, of the room we're in. And then maybe when I talk about the fact that we're practicing as a community of people all around the world, so mostly in Ireland, but Europe, the US, including Alaska, South Africa, Australia. So then if we just take a moment to consider that, all of a sudden we get a sort of taste, a feeling of a much bigger sense of space. So our Kum, again, our awareness has grown. This is a very interesting experience that I have because I'm talking to people that I can't see, as I say, all around the world. So I try and make my Kum bigger to include everybody. So that's the Kum, the space our awareness inhabits. And through the practice of Kumye, we're relaxing the holding, and our awareness can expand, become richer and bigger. So let's begin by standing. If it's easy for you, otherwise stay seated. We'll just do a few movements just to loosen up the body a little bit, or to stimulate some feeling. So if you just want to move your head forward and back a little bit, just gentle, small movements, but your attention in the movement, feeling the movement, and then side to side. Again, feeling the movement. Feeling the breath. Again, 4th session of Kumye. Breathing through nose and mouth, feeling the breath, feeling the movement. And then with your head still, just rotating the shoulders. However you like, moving your shoulders in the sockets. So back pedaling like this, or maybe both at the same time. And then rotate in the other direction. And then put your hands or arms up to your sides and just rotate the hands. And then the other direction. Or rotating the arms, sorry. And then just hold your arms out like this, and then just the wrists, just the hands at the wrist, rotate. And the opposite direction. I can't hear your bones creaking. I've got some creaking going on here. And then let your arms float down. Hands on your waist. Rotating. And then the opposite direction. And then let's rotate the shoulders around the spine. So keep looking at your screen. Keep looking forward. Rotating the shoulders around the spine. And then hands on knees. And just rotate your knees in one direction. Might be slipping off the bottom of your picture, but I'm sure you get what I'm doing. And then the other direction. And then standing. You might want to steady yourself on a chair, but we're going to stand on the right leg. Stand on your right leg. And lift your left leg off the floor and just rotate your ankle. To say, if your balance isn't so easy, then just steady yourself on a wall or the back of your chair. Rotate the ankle in the opposite direction. Very gently bring your foot back to the ground. And then lift your other leg. Lift your other foot off the ground. Rotate the ankle in one direction. Rotating the foot in one direction. And then in the other direction. And then gently bring your foot back to the ground. And we just stand for a moment. And then we bring our experience back to the chair. So we sit in our best posture, physical stillness. In Kumye we begin with stillness, always begin from a place of stillness. We aim for openness. So we're beginning with stillness, but we're moving towards an openness, gradually holding less and less, moving towards an openness. When we sit physically still, the breath comes to the foreground. Breathing through nose and mouth, feeling the breath entering the body and leaving the body. And today we're going to go through the points of the meditation posture for two reasons. One is, if our posture is good, meditation can naturally arise. It's a wonderful support for meditation is to have good posture. The other reason is, as you'll see, it's an exercise in making our attention more spacious. So being able to be aware in a spacious way. So the 7 points of the meditation posture, or in Kumye it's known as the 7 gestures. 7 gestures. So the first is to feel the ground beneath us. We feel the contact with the ground. We are grounded, stable, reliable. So if we're sitting on a chair, we do need to sit forward a little so that our feet are touching the ground and we feel the ground beneath our feet and also our weight evenly distributed on both sit bones. Grounded. The second point is our hands, palms down, resting on our upper legs or knees. Even that is said to help calm the mind. The third point we've referred to many times already. We're sitting upright and alert, so the spine is tall and we're sitting upright and alert yet relaxed. Sometimes the example is the spine is like an arrow, but that might make us feel rigid. So we can go with the stack of golden coins, the vertebrae like a stack of golden coins, balanced one on top of the other. And then the chin comes in a little. The chin comes in towards the throat. This is the fourth point. So you feel the back of the neck aligning with the spine. It's just a small movement. And then the jaw is relaxed, mouth slightly open as we breathe through nose and mouth. That's the fifth point. The sixth point, the tip of the tongue lightly touching the palate above the top front teeth. So this sometimes is, well, for most of us it would be very unfamiliar, but you can try it. For those of us that are used to it, feel light touch, the tip of the tongue on the palate at the point at the top of the front teeth. All these points have a lot of significance and meaning. We won't go into it now, and I don't know a lot of it, I'm sure, but let's just try it and see how it works for us. Tip of the tongue is the sixth point. The eyes are the seventh point. We might come to that later. In Kumye, in the Tibetan tradition, and in Kumye, we meditate with our eyes open, again, for many reasons. But in the beginning, it might be helpful to begin with your eyes closed, or with the eyes, if they are open, angled downwards, so that we're not distracted. Helps settle the mind. But if you prefer to keep your eyes closed, please do. So that's our posture. And this exercise in awareness I was talking about is being aware of all 7 points at the same time. Now, in order to do that, we have to relax our concentration. We can't be thinking tip of the tongue, tip of the tongue, tip of the tongue. It has to be much more spacious than that. So while we're feeling the ground beneath our feet, we're also aware that our hands are resting on our legs. We don't have to look to see where our hands are. We feel that. We feel the ground beneath us. We sense the spine is alert yet relaxed. And we feel the chin slightly in towards the throat, so the back of the neck aligns with the spine, and we're feeling the breath through nose and mouth. The ground, the hands, the spine, the chin, the mouth. So instead of thinking of them as individual points, we start to see it much more as a whole. And for some people, this is quite easy, and for the rest of us, it takes some practice because we are always trying our best and concentrating very well. But it's a little bit like the aperture of a camera. We just imagine just relaxing and opening our concentration to include more. So it's like a panoramic awareness. The beginning of a panoramic awareness. We're aware of the 7 points of the posture. So we'll begin some exercises. Of course, we always exercise within our own capacity. So your body is your truest guide. If anything I suggest is not possible for you, you do your version of it. If you're aware of your breathing and you merge the breath with the movement and the feelings and sensations in the body, then we're doing Kumye. The worst thing to do is to do the exercise perfectly, but you're drifting off. Some of us, we're very able, but where our mind is not in the movement, in the moment, and then it just becomes merely a physical exercise. It can be so much more than that if our breath merges with the movement and the feelings and sensations. So the first exercise we'll do is sitting. It's a sitting exercise. Number 93, refreshing the senses. Number 93 in the Kumye book that we're using throughout. Okay. You need to sit forward on your chair a little bit. Hopefully you don't have arms on the side of your chair, but if you do, I'm sure you can make it work. Refreshing the senses. So we connect with our breathing, always beginning from a place of stillness. And then we lift our arms out to our sides and up to shoulder height with the palms facing behind us. Okay. And then bring them down to 45 degrees. And then lift your shoulders. Lift your shoulders high. Bring your chin in a little. Relax your belly and your spine. The shoulders are high. The chin is in. The neck and the head relaxing between two high shoulders. Belly and spine relaxing. Shoulders high. Breathing evenly through nose and mouth. Where are you holding? Where's the tension? As you exhale, release, relax, and let go. Maybe you have strong sensations, the back of your neck or your shoulders. Release, relax, and let go. And now we'll begin to release the tension. So very slowly, let the shoulders come down. Feel your hands moving through space as they come back to rest, palms down on your legs. We bring our attention into the body to any feelings and sensations that weren't there before. That wasn't the exercise. That was the beginning of the exercise, just to get a feel for it. But still, I'm sure it stimulated feelings. And if not, if I'm talking about feelings and sensations and you're, what? Just trust that on some level, perhaps a very subtle level that we can't feel quite yet, Kumye is working on us. And sometimes it's when we sit afterwards or later in the day when we become aware that there's a little bit of a shift, a little bit of a letting go that's happened. So let's try the exercise again. We'll do the full exercise. So arms coming up to the shoulder height. Palms of the hands facing back behind us. Fingers straight, but relax. And then let the hands come down so they're at 45 degrees. Lifting the shoulders. Chin comes in a little. Nothing extreme, just in. So we're not doing this kind of thing. Chin in. Shoulders high. palms facing behind us still. And now we imagine a force pushing against the backs of our hands, trying to push our hands back, but we resist. Some people find this easier than others to visualize, but just imagine, or even just silently say to yourself, pushing arms back, pushing hands back, but we're resisting. Shoulders are high, belly and spine relaxing. Now the force gets stronger and starts to move our hands back, and they sort of go up like wings. So this force is pushing our hands back and up, and we're still resisting, but the force is a bit stronger than that. They don't have to go back or up very far. It can be a very small movement. Shoulders are high, hands and back are up a little, and still resisting against the movement. They're as far back as they're going to go, but still there's a little bit of pressure there, and we're resisting the pressure. Relaxing the belly and the spine. All the strength is in our arms and hands. We're not straining. If you're straining, turn it down 50%, 60% even. Relax in this unusual posture. Now the force gets less, and slowly the hands coming forward and down. Feeling each part of the movement, every part of the movement. Hands come to the rest on our legs. Palms down, resting on our legs. And our attention is in the body. And while there may be one place in our body which draws our attention the strongest, our attention is there, but also throughout the body. So for me, my lower back, my belly, feelings and sensations, but also in my toes and shoulders and fingers. It's like I have this, I try and bring this light attention, so interest and kindness, not intense focus, to the feelings and sensations in the body. So now we'll do refreshing the senses a third time. That's good news, no? If your first reaction was, you can't see me, I'm not going to do it. I can see you. No, just do it anyway. Just if we switch our attitude to positivity, yes, let's see, let's give it a go. That immediately opens the experience. We spend most of our life wishing things were different, wishing things were other than how they are. But if we accept things, then we can work with them. We can see possibilities. Let's see what new possibilities there are when we do refreshing the senses again. So arms coming up, smiling, looking forward, in the moment, enjoying. Backs of the hands facing, palms of the hands facing back, down to 45 degrees. With the hands, shoulders coming up, and the chin stays in. Not scrunched up, but not jutting out either. So chin in. We know the right place because the back of the neck aligning with the spine. Shoulders are up. The force comes against the back of our hands, pushing them behind us. We resist for a moment. We're resisting, but the force gets stronger and moves our hands behind us. Don't worry if there's not a strong feeling of pushing back. Just move your arms behind you, move your hands behind you, and up a little. Relaxing the belly and the spine. I caught myself chin jutting out. Bring your chin in. Can you get comfortable in this position? Surrender to this position. Yes, there's tension in the shoulders and in the arms. Bring the breath there. Release, relax. Belly releasing and relaxing. Chest is open. Let your chest open. Another 5 seconds. Enjoy, smiling. Shoulders high, hands back. 3, 2, 1. Release very slowly, very gradually. Super slow motion. Let the arms or let the hands come down and forward. Hands resting on our upper legs or knees, palms facing down. Attention in the body. Let your shoulders drop. Put down any baggage you're carrying. As you breathe in, you're breathing in the energy of life, the vitality of the universe. Breathe into your belly. And as you exhale, you're letting go of any holding, any tension. In this way, our breath constantly renews us, breathing in fresh energy, letting go of any tiredness, any residues, any leftovers. So now maybe I'll say something about Nye. So Kum and Nye. So Nye is the inner and outer massage of feelings. And the word I prefer rather than massage is interaction or harmonizing. Because massage has, for us, I think for many of us, when massage is going on, there's someone doing the massage, there's the action of massaging, and there's the person who's being massaged. But if it's interaction or harmonizing, that's a balancing going on that happens naturally when we let it. So about Nye, we are this physical body, of course, but also Kumye is working with the subtle body, the higher body, which is an intricate energy system. And commonly, our energies are out of balance. Some parts of our body, some parts of our being are overactive and need calming down. Others are dormant, forgotten, they need awakening. So with the with Ne, with Kumye, we're balancing that out, calming down what is overactive, awakening what is dormant, creating a balance. And that happens within the body. And when the body comes into balance, then we feel more attuned with the world. So there's an inner interaction, which becomes outer interaction. So with Kum and Nye, bringing them together, we're awakening an awareness of space, that's Kum, through the inner and outer massage of feeling, that's Nye. So hopefully that gives you a sense of things. Basically, we're blowing away all concepts of inner and outer and feeling of separateness. We are ongoing embodiments of energy, and that energy is not so, the energy within us and without is not so different. It can all become this feeling of sense of balance, of wholeness, of completeness. So Kum and Nye. So we'll come to a standing position to do another exercise. So you need enough space to be able to lift your arms above your head and to lean side to side. We're going to do number 21 from the book, Healing Body and Mind. We've done it before in this, I think, the first session. And people who've been following Kumye for a while will do it many times. But sometimes it's the context you do it in that makes the exercise special. And today, we'll do the movement and try and be aware of the whole body. We'll be leaning to the right and leaning to the left. And usually that gets all our focus. But can we be aware of our physical body from our fingers to our toes as we move, and also a little bit beyond the body? So it's just opening this awareness a little bit. Healing body and mind. So we stand with our feet a comfortable distance apart. And fourth session, we know whenever we come to a standing position, we just feel the ground beneath us. And we feel our weight evenly distributed, left and right. And while we're doing this exercise, we'll be leaning to one side and the other, but we try and keep our weight evenly distributed. We're not balancing this way, this way. It's evenly distributed, very grounded. Come into contact with our breathing. And then we become aware of our hands rising up in front of us, palms down. Our attention is in our hands and our fingers as they move through space. And when our hands are above our head, with the feet staying flat on the ground, we reach up. And then we move out to the left. So we lean to the left. The hands, the arms stay close to the head. We're not letting one hand fall down. The right side of the body opens and lengthens. Our weight evenly distributed left and right. So maybe your hip needs to move out to the right a little. Create a curve in the body. And then coming up, reaching up as we coming back to the center. Feeling that movement, breathing evenly through nose and mouth. And to the left. Now the right side of the body opening, lengthening. Can we be aware of our body from our toes to our fingers? Coming back up. resisting the temptation to rush. It's a smooth movement. Breathing evenly, moving evenly. To the left, right side of the body, opening, lengthening, relaxing the muscles in your waist and your shoulders and your neck. Coming up. To the right. Coming up. Make yourself tall. To the left, final time. Reaching up and to the left. Coming up. Directly engaged in the movement, feeling each part of the movement. And to the right for the final time. And coming up. Can we be aware of our whole body and the room we're in as our arms move through space, coming back down? So we're not waiting to find out what's next. Please don't wait. Attention is in the body. This is where the action happens. Of course, sometimes we get distracted. When we become aware we've been distracted, just bring your attention kindly back into your body. Let it be nourished and nurtured by the feelings and sensations in the body. So we bring our experience back to the chair. Now, if you have your eyes closed, you might like to try opening your eyes. We're not changing the way we're seeing. Our attention is inward with the feelings and sensations in the body. But we open our eyes and we have a soft gaze. So we're not looking at anything in particular. It's a panoramic way of seeing. where we see the floor and the ceiling and the walls. Very open, panoramic way of seeing. But we're not hunting after objects. So it's almost like we give the objects and the space between the objects equal attention. Everything gets equal attention. Seeing everything, but nothing in particular. This is the 7th point of the posture, eyes open. The 7th gesture. If you find the eyes open difficult or very distracting, close them again, gather yourself, and then gently try again. It's an exercise. We're training, we're practicing. And definitely eyes open meditation from a Kumye point of view. Eyes open meditation is where we want to move towards. Chest up. Shoulders spread like eagle's wings. Remember this example from the other day? You can imagine a thick rope in your belly. Just give it a little twist. Feel the navel come in towards the spine. Feel what that does to the posture, the natural curve in the lower spine. You feel that. And then we relax. We don't hold any tension in the belly. Thich Nhat Hanh says, don't be afraid to smile. So some of us, we may feel very settled. So bring that meditative quality to a standing position. We'll do another exercise. So we're going to do an exercise number 74 in the Kumye Tibetan Yoga book, Wholesome Vitality. And it's the beginning of a series we'll do, sort of that build on each other for the next few sessions. And they're very good. Just one thing, we did an exercise, I think in session 2, where we were holding our shoulders up like this and we just bent the knees. So the back stayed vertical and the chin stayed in and we just bent the knees. So we're like a swan. All the action is happening below the waterline, below the waistline, okay? So we're going to be doing something similar with this next exercise. We're going to bend the knees, maybe not very much, and it's keeping the back vertical and the chin in is important. Okay, so it's just, it might not be too much. We're definitely not trying to squat too much, and it's from the waist down, so the knees go out over the toes and the butt goes down towards the heels and the back stays up. Okay, so I imagine you've been trying that just to get a feel of it, just to get a sense of that. And as I say, we'll be using this movement of keeping the back straight and bending the knees in a few exercises in the next few sessions. So it's good just to get a feel for it. So wholesome vitality. We turn the toes out, but just a few degrees. Don't do this, just so feet are a comfortable distance apart and the toes just out a few degrees. And connect with the breathing. And then bring your hands up. So the wrists are up under the armpits and our hands are flat on the sides of our body. And this will feel quite awkward, quite difficult. Don't press too hard on the sides. It's a light touch on the side of your body. Relax your shoulders. Relaxing your hands. Can you get comfortable in this position? Breathing evenly through nose and mouth. Breathing into any tension or resistance. Maybe even a little bit of trembling. And now very slowly exhaling, let your hands slide down the sides of your body. Glide down the sides of your body until they're relaxing at your sides. Chin in a little, so the back of the neck is aligned with the spine. Chest up a little. These are just small refinements. Navel into the spine a little. And our attention in the body. So that was only half the exercise, just to get a sense of the first bit. You'll notice we didn't bend our knees. This time, with our hands up in this position, we're going to inhale through nose and mouth and just hold that breath lightly in the chest between our hands and bend the knees in the way that I've just described. The toes are pointing out a small bit, remember, and the knees go out over the toes. Okay. And then as we exhale, as we did just now, the hands come down and we straighten the legs as we exhale. Okay. Don't worry if you didn't follow that. I'll describe it as we do it. Hands coming up, high under your armpits. Breathing in through nose and mouth into the chest. Holding that breath in the chest, bending the knees, back stays vertical. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, straightening the legs, hands gliding down the sides of the body. Our attention in the body. And it's this spacious attention. We give space for feelings to flow, to move, to interact, to balance. And maybe we've discovered places of tension. We can feel a holding or a tightness. So we let that, give that space to unfold, to become less dense, to begin to flow again. So we'll do the exercise a third time. Good news, huh? If not, just fake it. If you're not enjoying this exercise, just do it anyway. Unless you have a physical ailment and it's a problem for you, let's just try it anyway. And this time we're going to hold the breath in the chest and stay in the lower position for a little bit longer. But if just maybe less than 10 seconds, but if you can't hold your breath for that long, then just release the posture when you're ready. But I'm sure we can do it together. You might surprise yourself. Hands coming up. The first way to surprise yourself is to be looking forward to enjoying, to be enjoying. See, my hands just came up closer to my armpits because I decided this was fun. It wasn't a very strange, awkward posture at all. Hands lightly against the sides of my chest. Chin in a little. And then inhaling through nose and mouth into the chest. And bending the knees. The back stays vertical. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling gradually, slowly, straightening the legs slowly, hands gliding down the sides of the body. In the description in the book of Wholesome Vitality, it says at the end, probably your head will feel clearer, your heart more open, and your senses more alive. Head clear, heart open, senses alive. Our attention is in the body with feelings and sensations, and in the room, our senses more alive. The feelings and sensations expanding throughout the body and beyond the body. Maybe it's not so easy to see where the body finishes or where the body ends and the world begins. The energies within the body and outside of the body are the same. Let's bring our experience back to the chair. So I'm going to share a beautiful quote from the Zen tradition, a master called Kodo Sawaki. He says, Satori, which is the word for awakening to one's true nature, Satori is not going to a special place that is difficult to reach, but simply being natural, moment by moment. So awakening to our true nature, Satori, is not going to a special place that's difficult to reach, but simply being natural, moment by moment. Naturally being still without holding still. So if you have your eyes closed, just try opening them for the last minute with a soft gaze, so our attention remains inward. Our attention is grounded, if you like, but we're open to the world around us. We have a center to our awareness, but our awareness is very big, perhaps without limit. Okay. Thank you very much. That's the end of session 4. Look forward to seeing you in session 5. Have a good day. And remember, go quietly into whatever's next. Bring that stillness with you. Bring some quality of this session into the rest of your day. And good luck and enjoy and be well. Thank you.